We have designed this water filtration system for the Batek people residing in Taman Negara. They have a lack of clean water source and also lack of electricity, resilient housing and technology. Due to the unsafe levels of manganese and bacteria present in the river water they use, many have fallen ill and also died. So we chose Sustainable Development Goal 7, in which we chose to provide clean water by using renewable energy. In this case, we chose to use energy created by the water currents of the river in Taman Negara. First, the water from the river is pumped into the aeration tank by using a water wheel pump. Then, the aerator will oxidize the manganese and the other metals in the water, and they will solidify and sink into the bottom of the tank. The manganese that didn't settle in the tank would go through the simple filter first before going into the main filtration system. The main filter consists of sand, gravel and activated carbon, and after the filter is a storage tank for safe drinking water.
The water wheel pump from our model consists of a pipe wrapped around a horizontal axle. Creating a spiral tube that is fastened to the water wheel, the water wheel will be in flowing water, so that the water in the river provides the energy necessary for the rotation of the wheel. Hence, the spiral tube also rotates. When water enters to the tube, the water volume moves towards the outlet of the tube at the center of the wheel, where a straight tube is connected to the aeration tank.
Several water columns are generated inside the spiral tube, separated from each other by columns of compressed air trapped in between the water columns. These columns of compressed air push against the water so that the outlet at the center of the wheel achieves enough energy and velocity. In this way, it can depart at a higher elevation or at a certain distance from the river. Lastly, water wheel pumps work without fuel or electricity, since the energy is supplied by the flowing water and requires no operation costs and is environmental friendly.
The water wheel will be placed in flowing water so that the water in the river provides energy necessary for the rotation of the wheel. Hence, the spiral tube also rotates. Several water columns are generated inside the spiral tube, separated from each other by columns of compressed air trapped between the water columns. These columns of compressed air push against the water columns so that at the outlet, the center of the wheel, the water achieves energy and velocity. Lastly, the water wheel pump works without fuel or electricity, since the needed energy is supplied by flowing water and it requires no operational costs and is totally environmental friendly.
Okay, so in order to pollute the water source, I'm going to be pouring a cup of dirt water into the water source. Now, I'll be placing my pump through the water source. So as you can see, the water is very cloudy. This represents mud water. And mud water is entering the aeration and sedimentation tank. You can see the color difference between the liquids because it goes through the first filter. Since the water enters here, overflows and overflows again, goes through the filter and overflows again. Now it enters this, which is the overflowing pipe, which sends water from the aeration tank into the filter that goes into our storage tank. You can see this is how clear the water is. Since the water has undergone carbon filtration, let's check how clear and clean the water is. So I'm going to be using my TDS meter to check the clarity and the cleanliness of the water. Oh, 84, which means that the water has undergone carbon filtration. Since it's that clean, I'm going to be drinking it. Yes.
The TDS meter reading in the final filtered water is 84 ppm, which is acceptable as drinking water. The total cost of the prototype is 106 ringgit and 21 cents. The strengths of the water wheel pump are: number 1, it works without electricity or fuel using natural river water streams as a source of energy to extract water from the river. Number 2, it is sustainable, cost-effective and environmental friendly. Number 3, it's easy to construct with minimal skills needed. Number 4, it needs minimal maintenance. The weakness for a water wheel pump is the pump rate of water depends on the flow rate of the river, hence efficiency is low if not strong streams of water are present. The strengths of the aeration and filtration part of the prototype are: number 1, it has cheap manufacturing costs. Number 2, it is easy to maintain. And number 3, the water is very clean and consumable after filtration. The weaknesses of our prototype model are: number 1, the model is made of plastic, so when it is placed under hot sun, some plastic particles may leak into the water. Number 2, our filter uses some electricity for aeration of the water in the aeration and sedimentation tank. That's all from us. Thank you for watching.